Hey man, it's Princess Sarissa here, and when we last left off, we had just seen the fire crystal shatter, and because the fire crystal was supporting the castle's about to blow. So we have 10 minutes to escape, and you can escape that really easily, but we want to get all the treasures in here first. And unfortunately, a lot of the treasure in this area is guarded by a bunch of monsters, so you'll notice that I'm going to get into a lot of ambush traps here. That's why I wanted to get all these levels so that I can beat these monsters really quick and get all the treasure, because like I said, I'm going for the 100% completion. So now with all the fire crystal gone, the fires have weakened, and all the fires in the castle here are now out, and that allows us to get all these treasure chests. So, for the most part, the enemies here don't have any weaknesses like they did in the fire ship. So, just use any of your level 2 elemental spells if you have a bunch of black wizards like how I have. And then we get a ribbon. That's like best headgear in the game. It basically blocks a whole bunch of basically all the different status ailments. So, I don't know if any of our characters can equip it. I'll just hold on to it just to be safe. Yeah, and once again, another treasure chest. I think it was just another Gigas. Most of the treasure chests are either Gigases or double sorcerers, or some of them you may get a combination of a Gigas, sorcerer, and one of these new enemies here, the Konak. We saw one of them earlier, but it ran away real quick, so. And we also have another new enemy here, the Sergeant. So both of them not too difficult. You could technically take out the Sergeant first, and then sometimes the Konaks will run away, but with our levels, we should be able to take these guys out pretty easily. So we got an elixir there, some gold, and the castle is very symmetrical, and these are the best treasures, are the ones where you have to go this really long detour around here to get. And this is one of the chests there. We end up with a Gigas, a sorcerer, and a Konak. The treasure we got there is the Elf Cape. And that helps you, it's an accessory, and you can put it on, and what it does is it helps you evade physical attacks. So it's a good piece of armor, a good accessory, especially if you're doing like a low level playthrough. It just really helps you avoid physical attacks, because when you're low leveling, you're not getting any hit points, so you have to avoid attacks, because basically toward the end game, no matter what hits you, it's going to knock you out, so. A bunch more elixirs in most of those chests, and a few things of gold. And here we're going to have another special chest here. It's a really good knife. We saw how good this knife was in Final Fantasy II, the man Goosh. And it helps you raise your defense a little bit, so. We can use that as our primary knife. We can get rid of those mithril knives that we have. And now we're almost out of the castle here. We have just 2 more chests to get. And Thunder Scroll, you can use that if you're a ninja. It casts like basically a level 2 thunder spell for all enemies. And you want to get here with some time, because we have a final battle that you're going to have to fight here. But this is kind of a special battle. Now, you could take out that sergeant, like, right away. You'll notice he's a little stronger than most other sergeants. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to first hit him, just get rid of all those Konaks. And then just, use this time to buff up my party a little bit. Whiskers cast haste on himself, so he asks faster. And yeah, they kind of realize, hey, this guy's not an ordinary sergeant. He's the famed bounty hunter, Ironclaw. Now, if you have a blue mage in your party, you might want to wait for this guy, because he casts a really good spell It's a Death Claw, I think it's called. And what that does is it basically reduces the character down to single-digit hit points. So it's really good. Single-digit hit points, then hit it with one attack, and it takes it out. And it's also good if you have one of the classes that I'm going to get here with the fire, from the fire crystal, the Beast Tamer class. One thing that the Beast Tamer class can do is if you reduce an enemy down to 1/8 of its hit points, you can use a command called Catch. And you catch the monster, and then on your next battle, or any subsequent battle, you have the option of releasing that monster. And the monster will do like some kind of weird attack, or it may cast like a buffing spell on your party. So it's pretty good. Now notice there was 5 crystal shards, but 2 of them kind of flew off the screen. So we're not going to be able to get them until a little bit later, similar to how the Mime crystal in the Warriors Tower was out of our reach. So we're going to have to get those other 2 crystals a little bit later. But for now, we just get 3 jobs. The Beastmaster, which is going to be one of our jobs that we use. The Geomancer, which is kind of like a mage, but doesn't use magic point. It uses a thing called terrain. And based on the terrain that you're on, it'll do a different attack. So like in a grass terrain, you might get like a wind attack. In the sea, you might get like a whirlpool attack. If you're in a cave, you might get like a cave-in attack. So now we're going to shift our jobs around here. We're going to make Lena a time mage so she can start working on her time magic. We need to have 1 Beastmaster, so we're going to make Whiskers our Beastmaster. And then we're going to make our other 2 characters, Galuf and Faris. We're going to make them just black mages, so they can, because they're pretty close to maxing, not really close, but they only have 1 more level to max out time mage. So let's start working back on their black mage job, and this will allow Lena to catch up to them in her time mage ability, because she doesn't have any time mage abilities. One thing we're going to do with Whiskers right now, he has the Mangouche. It's stronger than the whip, but we're going to keep Whiskers in the back row. Now, when you put a character in the back row, it cuts their attack in half and their accuracy. However, whips are special weapons, like those boomerangs are also very similar. You can attack from the back row with them without accuracy or penalty to your attack. So that guy said he almost jumped out of his skin. The first guy said that he almost jumped out of the skin when the castle blew up. This guy's afraid because all the crystals are shattering. And now they don't need the crystal to make armors, but prices have gone up because, you know, they don't have the crystal. We get a new shopkeeper here. He gives some new weapons. That knife can be used by the ninjas. The bell is used by the geomancers. Spear by another class that we ain't gonna get yet. We're gonna buy a few things here. We want to buy a silver mail for Whiskers there, since he has no armor because he can't equip that silk shirt that everybody else is using. We're gonna give that to him, and we're gonna give him the whip here because he's in the back row. So even though, like I said, it has less attack power, if you cut 36 in half, you get 18. So it's okay that we put him back there. Now we're just gonna sell some stuff here that we can't use, just to build up our money. And as you saw when I did all that level grinding, I maxed out most of my consumable items, the ones that allow me to heal different status ailments. So I got like 99 antidotes, 99 eye drops, so I got a whole bunch of them. So we're gonna give Lena the healing staff. She'll be kind of a white mage, healing with the healing staff. And then we'll give the 2 black wizards, Galuf and Faris, different elemental rods based on what they need. We also want to, reason why we're selling a lot of this stuff is we want to keep buying a whole bunch of rods. Rods can be useful later on in the game, not just because they boost your attack with said element, but you can break the rod, and it basically casts a free level 3 spell. So for instance, we might have been able to take out that flame guy, the flame hand in the flame-powered ship, simply by just breaking a rod. So rods can be pretty good things for later on in the game, doing a whole bunch of excess damage. So eventually you want to get, like, 99 rods, and we're more than halfway there. So, and speaking of rods, we can get a free rod. The castle's gone. Queen Karnak collapsed in the firepower ship. They brought her to the second floor of the inn to rest. When the castle blew, the wall blocking off the library of the ancients fell down. Okay. And this guy may have something new to say because we met the crew dust. In the western desert is a fearsome monster called the Dormi Chimera. Watch out. Yeah, he is really tough, but he has a good spell that your blue mage can learn, Aqua Breath. It's a water spell. Yeah, the blue mage has some interesting spells that the black mage doesn't get. Like, he can attack water elemental weaknesses and air elemental weaknesses. He can learn an Arrow and Arrow 2 spell from that Gigas that we saw. And I was talking about rods. There's a free flame rod here up in this, it's the only loose treasure in this town. So you want to make sure you get it. We weren't able to get it earlier because there was fire blocking the pathway here. But now that the flame crystal is broken, all these little fires in the village and in the castle, well, the castle's gone now, but as you saw when the castle wasn't gone, the flames just disappeared, so. Oh, we got a new guy here. The queen is upstairs, but she's been wounded. That was the chancellor, remember? He let Sid and us out of jail. And there's the queen with her guards. We were able to get out of the castle, but we rescued the queen from the fire-powered ship, but she sustained injuries. The queen has been delirious since we found her. The darkness. Don't come any closer. She must be suffering the ill effects of being possessed by that purple cloud, that shadow. And there's a few things we want to do here. Going into the pub, talk with some people there. Some dialogue has changed. Sid's grandson, Mid, is in the ancient library. He's even more crazy about learning than Sid. Professor Sid heads to the fire-powered ship. Yeah, this guy says the same thing. But now the wall is open, so we should be able to get home. This guy feels like the fire's getting colder. Ugh. The crystal's gone, so now the fire-powered ship is nothing but a hunk of junk. Maybe there's something we can do to make it powerful. Well, they're kind of giving you some clues about what we need to do. We need to get that fire-powered ship back up and running. And maybe we can find something in that ancient library where Mid is. But first, before we go find Mid, let's go talk with Sid, who apparently went back to the flame-powered ship. And there he is. Hey, Sid. All this is my fault. If it weren't for me. That's not your fault, Sid. We were told there's some evil entity trying to destroy the crystals no matter what. Sid, Professor, must be tough on him. So yeah, so now what Sid's going to do is he's going to head back into town, and he's going to head back to the pub. Now, we've only seen this enemy before, but I want to show something off here real quick in terms of what the Beastmaster can do. So we're going to weaken the enemies a little up, and I totally forgot that I had Lena on healing duty, so she healed that Aegir up, but that's okay. We can just take it out by a single targeting ice spell here. And then we can have Galuf take care of the other weakened one there. Doesn't matter which one he takes care of. But we wanted to get back to Whisker's turn. Now, he has weakened that enemy enough down to at least 1/8 of its hit points, and that allows you to do the catch command. And now, I have an Aegir in my bag. So in the next battle I get into, if I want to, I can release that Aegir, and it might do a special attack. I don't know what it does, but, I mean, I could look it up, but I want to surprise myself and see what kind of stuff it does. So, it'll be a surprise to me too, minions. And some of these people say a few new things. they basically tell you that Sid went upstairs here, so we're gonna go see Sid. Sid, leave me alone. If I only hadn't made that infernal machine. Professor, it wasn't your fault. Please, just let me be. Yeah, we're trying to tell him about there's some other force of darkness trying to destroy the crystals, so... It's okay, Sid. Yeah, now he doesn't want to talk. Poor guy. Professor Sid's upstairs. Looks like he just lost a friend, though. And this guy, he looks like he just lost his best friend, though. I wonder who he can get to cheer him up. Well, maybe his grandson, Mid, who's at the Ancient Library, is able to help him out. And now we have access to the Ancient Library because the wall that was blocking us from going to the west and south is now blown up. So, hey, we got free passageway to the Ancient Library. And that's where we'll be heading in our next episode, Minions. Hope to see you then. Take care and bye.